Look, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
That sounds funny, but it's not. So you go to your competitor to finish your own business.
Like, yo, guys. No, not to finish.
Were you that pissed or?
No. So, no.
You wanted to make a point?
It was not out of anger. I went to my competitor and I told them, we're struggling with social media monitoring. You guys are doing good at it. And we could partner. But then, when I go back to communicate this to my business partner,
they won't be
he's
happy.
like, what?
Yeah.
You want us to work together with our competitors?
Oh, I see.
You understand? And I'm like, there's a thing called co-opetition. You sign, there's a contract you sign where there's certain boundaries that your competitor cannot cross.
It's more of a partnership than a competition.
Yes, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
They cannot approach your customers. You cannot approach theirs. We do not poach each other's customers. We work together. We grow each other.
Yeah.
Like, nope, he's not doing any of that.
Yeah.
But then, so that's when I felt like, it's not going to work. And another thing that pushed me out of this, that showed me I was not going to work, we had a big customer. I cannot mention names, right? But one of the, I cannot mention names.
It's okay. Yeah.
We had a big customer, like one of the top agencies in South Africa was our customer.
Yeah.
And so we were starting to underperform because now they're getting so much coverage and we are limited with staff and I can only do so much, right? And we need to upgrade our technology and.
Yeah.
So they call me. They call me into a boardroom.
Yeah.
My client, Gavelo is his name. He grilled me, told me, Tumi, I know you can do this, but I cannot stay with you guys if you keep messing up.
Yeah.
I cannot keep convincing the CEO that we need to continue with you guys because to her, she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
If these youngsters are incompetent, find another company.
Yeah.
Go hire
She's
a white
more
agency
organized,
that's more organized.
Yeah.
That hurts me.
Yeah.
Because first of all, this is my competency we're talking about and my business. I don't want to be seen as clumsy.
Yeah.
And I know what the customer was talking about because I was seeing the loopholes. They were growing and we were not growing with them.
Yeah.
We were not growing with our customers.
Didn't you have enough resources or what happened?
We were running out of resources because technology keeps evolving.
Technology and keeps evolving. Things the old way.
Yes, we're doing things. Our infrastructure was now outdated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We needed to invest. And it would not have made sense for me to seek for investment to pull back because, again, my vision and my co-founder's vision was not the same.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So we would be investing into a mess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now because there's money involved, everyone's going to have their own desires for what they want for the business. And if there's no alignment, that's a clash.
Not going to work, yeah.
I wanted to cry in that boardroom. My voice was shaky as I was talking.
Yeah.
Tears were almost coming out of my eyes, but I knew I needed that tough love.
Yeah.
When I left, my customer walked out with me, and he was like, "You do understand that tough love?" I was like, "I get it, and I appreciate it."
Yeah.
And that was also how I knew I had to leave, because I'm now tarnishing my brand.
You're not going to take it anymore.
Exactly, and I'm tarnishing my own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. My own professional brand is now getting tarnished.
And you've built it for some time, though.
Yes, And then I went to my competitor. I told them, look, it's not working out for me. I know I'm the co-founder, but I'm not growing there. And I told them, all the reasons why I feel I'm not growing.
Yeah.
And they did understand that I'm not sharing information. It was not malicious. It was really just I was sharing what I am going through, sharing my vulnerabilities, to show them that I am honest. I'm honest and I want to come work with you guys.
Yeah.
There's so much I'm going to learn through you guys because you are at a level that I want my company to reach. But I am leaving. The only condition was that, okay, I cannot work for them and run the company, of course.
Yeah.
So I left.
Yeah.
I left and
What was the name of the company?
It was Media Savvy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Media Savvy.
Yeah.
And I started working for my competitor. Awesome. It was awesome.
They were more accommodating, more supportive.
It was
welcoming new ideas.
And that is where I also understood partnerships and co-opetition.
Yeah.
understood that my competitor is not my enemy. My competitor is my partner.
Yeah.
And if I build a good relationship with you, we are growing together.
Yeah, yeah.
It would come to a point where even when we were applying for tenders, we speak to our partners. Okay, you apply for broadcast and this. I'm going to apply for online. Yes, if I get it, if you get it, you'll get online from me. If you don't, if you get your contract, you'll get this from me.
Yeah.
We both gain.
And you win, yeah.
We win.
Yeah.
Seriously. So that's what I learned. And I didn't last. I told them though when I joined them that I'm only joining you guys to learn. So I'm going to last for a year. I cannot make it more than a year.
Yeah. And they were okay with that?
Okay. They thought I was lying.
So that you love it and,
Yeah, they thought it was, no, you're going to stay long. You're definitely going to stay longer. But I only lasted for a year. And then I applied for a tech program, amidst, in Ghana. Yeah. And I got through. And then I moved to Ghana because then and I told them, I've got a thirst for tech. I've got this curiosity for technology.
Which year was this?
This was 2007.
Okay.
I've got a thirst for technology. 2017.
No, 2017.
Yeah, and I'm going to move to Ghana. I've got a scholarship, and I'm going to go there and advance my knowledge about technology and business. Yeah. And hopefully I come back and I'm able to start my own company again. Yeah. Then I went to amidst. After a year, that's when we co-founded Invoice. And so what we do at Invoice, we provide access to working capital. So customers, let's say you're my customer, and you pay me after 30 days after I've delivered a service. Right? And you have other customers that you need to serve. Yeah. But because you've got this bulk of money locked with me, and if you wait 30 days, you're going to lose, with your next supply. Yeah. We advance you a loan against your invoice so that you can go on with other business. Yeah. And then when your customer pays, when your customer pays,
you're able to pay.
You're able to pay back. Yes. Yeah. Right. So that's
is there interest involved?
Yes. Yeah. So we used to charge like 5% interest, right, on your invoice. Yes. Yeah. So and that works.
Did you have like upper bound, lower bound, whatever, that you can't ask more than these?
When we started, we didn't, and that created a problem.
Yeah, of course.
Once a business comes and they get $10,000, and now because they're growing, the one thing I loved. Right, about Invoice was that our customers were growing so fast. But then there was a problem as well.
Yeah, because you don't have
liquidity.
Resources. Yeah.
Liquidity. Yeah. And what we do, we outsourced funds from our investors for us to be able to lend to those SMEs. And so now a business would come for $2,000, $3, and then $5. And then because they keep growing, 10, 20, look, we can't give you more. We also are out of resources. Yeah. And another thing, credit is a very sensitive topic in Ghana. Yeah. It's not as well structured.
Oh, this is only happening in Ghana.
Yeah, Invoice is based in Ghana.
Okay.
So, and then we had to change the narrative a bit because now we needed to de-risk this wonderful solution. Yeah. As much as we're saving, we saved a lot of businesses, especially through COVID. Yeah. Through COVID, we helped businesses predict what was coming. Yeah. And we were able to find unique ways to give out loans. We also tried giving out loans to your mom and pop shops. Yeah. Because they had more demand during COVID than the bigger stores. Yeah. And unfortunately, finance comes with education. Yeah. Right, and the smaller, the smaller stores, sometimes they don't want to give the money back.
True. They have all the excuses that you can look for to pay back.
Yes. So that trial didn't go so well. Yeah. But with the bigger companies, we were able to get a chunk of our cash back.
Okay.
But then we knew that this was a risk.
Okay.
The money I lose means that I'm losing an investor, right? Because now the investor confidence is also dropping.
Yeah.
And now we're partnering with banks.
Okay.
We give the technology to the banks.
Okay.
Yeah, we currently...
So you don't deal with the customers directly?
We don't want to deal with the customers directly anymore.
Okay.
So how we work is now either we find a financier that takes all the risk and funnels their money through Invoice. Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be the financial institution that will be lending using our platform, and then we just do the monitoring and the analysis for them. The loan generation and stuff of the overall process.
Yeah. And when did you figure out, this is not working, as much as good, well-intended, you're making losses, the investors are leaving?
Yeah, it was when we picked up that it's too risky. It's too risky. And again, it comes with growth.
Yeah. And which year was this, in the business?
2020.
So that was like 3 years down the line.
Yes.
Okay.
In 20. Yeah. So Invoice is still running.
Yeah.
By the way.
But you're pivoting how you are carrying out business.
So now we're pivoting, and because it's now more tech, I don't need to be on the ground anymore in Ghana. I don't need to be. Our clients are more B2B, and COVID exposed that we can actually hold a meeting remotely, close a deal remotely. If I have to fly down to go sign a contract, that's what I did last year.
Yeah.
Went to fly down to sign a contract, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, everything is done remotely.
Yeah.
Right. Now we're engaging with banks, we're engaging with the regulators and such. And now that's another challenge.
Yeah.
Some countries' regulators are stricter than others. Some are not so structured.
It comes with entrepreneurship.
Oh gosh, the stress. So for me, it felt like I needed to find myself again. As much as like Invoicer work, it was Invoicer is my favorite problem to solve.
Yeah.
Anything that promises survival for businesses, right? There are so many businesses that we saved, especially through COVID, and that means so much to me.
Yeah.
That means so much to me because during COVID, people lost their partners, lost their incomes, and they had to start shops. They had to open up shops.
Yeah.
The industries, those industries that you thought were lucrative, like our biggest customer before COVID was the tourism industry. And that was...
That from whatever to zero.
To zero. Absolute zero. And our biggest customer became mining. There was a point where gold and oil, were...
And this is in Ghana or in South Africa or all over Africa?
In Ghana.
Yeah, okay.
In Ghana. This was all in Ghana.
Yeah.
And so during the COVID period, I was like, okay, first of all, we need to de-risk the business.
Yeah.
And if we're going to go completely into software, it gives me more time on my hands. Now the most of the work goes to the devs. The partnerships and stuff I could do remotely. Yeah. But I also felt overwhelmed because imagine 3 years of running a business, right? And haven't really taken a break, haven't really taken
entrepreneurship is hard.
Yes, it is hard.
It's hard work. Sometimes people work without pay. You're putting your best foot forward.
Yes.
You make sure everyone else is paid.
Trust me.
And you don't get paid.
I was surviving.
Yeah.
And I will expose myself.
Yeah.
I was surviving on $500 a month.
Yeah.
And I have a kid
in
South
but this
Africa.
Time you had a child already?
Yes.
Okay.
I have so when I went to Ghana, I already had my child.
Oh, okay.
Right. And he was 3 when I left.
Oh, I see.
And when I came back, he was 7.
Yeah.
So I have...
all that long?
Yes.
Who stayed with your boy?
My parents. I had to, because you see, as much as I loved working at my competitor, right, I was not earning enough to build the kind of future I wanted for my son. Yeah. So, and for the only way for me to get that is to really get into tech. Yeah. And I got that opportunity through MEST.
Yeah. So you had to make that hard decision.
It was a very difficult one.
Yeah.
Even at MEST, they asked me, are you ready to part with your 3-year-old?
Yeah.
And I told them I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
If you know my history, you would know I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
to go.
You're going hard. You're putting your best foot forward, which actually I'm sure for ladies, who really get into the business, they need to understand it's not easy.
It's not.
Neither is it easy to work for someone.
Emotionally.
So there's nothing easy.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
Yeah. Now, at what point now do you just say you live in Ghana, this can be done remotely. Now I'm going back to South Africa. What is that you had in mind by the time you're going to South Africa?
So so with me, I felt a bit oppressed by the environment, right? The fact that we were not growing enough, or we were not given a chance to grow in Ghana. We were not getting the opportunities we could have gotten if we were running in a different market.
True. So you feel like South Africa is more
we could have,
well placed for this.
Even if we come to South Africa today, even if we come to Kenya, because I was also looking into partnerships in Kenya, we would grow faster than what we did in Ghana.
10 times, 20 times,
10
5 times? Okay.
10 times more than what we are doing,
so the market there was not that receptive for this idea.
No, it was because credit is not respected.
I see.
One of our biggest customers, and that we had loaned close to like $30,000, they delayed with payment. And what they said to us was, "But why are you guys pressuring us? I'll pay you." And I'm like, you do know we have investors that are waiting for their returns and their principals.
Yeah.
It's like, but I use the money for something else. I'll pay you guys. So that to me, yes. So that was why it was so important to de-risk.
Yeah.
It's important to de-risk your business. Lending is, trust me, there's a reason why the banks, and I'm saying this with caution and all due respect. There's a reason why the banks are so cautious with lending to the unbanked and stuff. If they don't have data about you, it's hard to trace you when things are tough.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand? Because people like the attitude that you come to me when you ask for money
it's different
it's different when it's time for you to pay me. Now I'm the one begging you, Massa, please, I beg, pay me.
Are you saying that Africans need to change the way maybe they treat credit?
Yes.
They should look at it as an investment. And actually you can take the money, put it into good use, and also pay it and grow. Because if you, and I've seen even banks, I know big like Fortune 500 companies that have been built with
on
credit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's doable.
People build wealth on credit.
Do you think we need more education on those lines?
We do. So, okay.
Maybe we should do a session around that.
So,
but not right now, of course.
My financial advisor used to tell me that mostly, or my then financial advisor when I had one, he used to say that mostly black people get dumb credit.
What's that?
So you can buy food on credit. You can buy a car on credit. You can buy clothes on credit. So I can wear this.
Liabilities.
Yes. I can wear this for 6 months and still be paying for it. 20 rands every month.
And by the time you're done, it's
worn out.
No longer.
By the time I'm done eating my food, I have debt. I have to go pay,
Yeah. So there is much value in that
There's no value in that credit.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes. And that is how you start building a negative relationship with that credit. You also become a reckless spender because you don't know the value of credit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, and this used to happen in SA where credit rates for blacks and whites are different, right? So the whites would get a particular rate, or they would get access to particular credit, like housing and stuff, and the blacks wouldn't. So we get all the dumb stuff like, you can buy a car on credit, you can do this, all the liabilities. And when it comes to property, there's so much you have to do for you to prove that you can afford,
you're worthy,
that you're able to pay back, that you are trustworthy. And it's not the same, for the other race. So those are the things that, the regulators and them are trying to fight.
Yeah.
But
actually this even needs to be approached in a way, like also there is injustice if you think about it. But as much as that is there, because, right now, whatever, strategies that you put in, they need to be smarter than what actually had been set for you. Because it's all a setup,
Yes.
if you think about it. So maybe there needs to be more open education, like, look, you can start from here, and that's the way you'll be able to say, you know what, look, this is injustice, and you can be able to address it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so you just decide, this one is too much.
So not that it's too much, but I'm not growing in this market. So for me, I felt stagnant. Like I was telling you, my income was $500.
Yeah.
My child is growing.
Yeah.
He was now moving from kindergarten to primary school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He needs uniforms. He needs a proper education. And he's getting older. I cannot be stuck in a market that does not want to grow with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the best thing for me is to just go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home. I'm going to start afresh. Right? I've built a rapport now.
Yeah.
I've built a portfolio for myself. And I'm sure I can get something good when I get home. Right? Because now I needed to work in reverse.
Yeah.
The same selfishness that I took when I was leaving South Africa to go to Ghana, when I left my family and my son, my parents and my son with my parents to go to Ghana, I had to do the same thing. Now I'm leaving the investment I thought I made, and it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt because I left my son.
Yeah.
No, I left my son. I told him I'm going to build a better future for us. So for me to make the decision to leave my day-to-day running of Invoice here and come back to South Africa, it felt like I had failed. And we need to communicate this as co-founders and as entrepreneurs in Africa. That we are afraid of failing from our businesses because of people will think I'm a failure. But I had to do the reverse and be selfish and be like, whatever dream I had here, I tried. I tried to build it. And it did not come out as well as I thought it would. Now I have to go home and apologize to my son for not bringing the future I thought we would have. Mommy is not coming back as the CEO or the C-what, the whatever C-suite of this successful company that we wanted to raise funding and, become big and take over Africa. I can't achieve that. I have to go home and I have to apologize to my son for not doing it. Yeah, I left you for 4 years and I did not make it.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
But I was not giving up.
Yeah.
I knew that my apology has to come with a backup plan.
Yes.
And a friend of mine saw a post, Africa's Talking, hiring for a country manager in South Africa. And he was like, this description is you. This is so you. And I applied and went through a series of interviews. And because of the time difference, I'd be taking my interviews at 4 a.m. in Ghana.
What?
4 a.m., 5 a.m.
But you said I'm not in South Africa, but I'm planning to go back.
Yes. I told them and I made it very clear and transparent that I am a co-founder, but I'm not doing day-to-day running of Invoice here anymore. So my energy will be now focused on, building this new league of my career now. I'm no longer a co-founder and the chief operations officer. I'm now coming as an employee. And they, we had to talk. The people that were hiring me at the time, we had to talk. Are you ready for this? Because now you're going to be an employee. And the one thing I like about the Africa's Talking culture is, in a way, nobody tells you what to do.
True.
Right? You are still allowed to be in your own playground. And do stuff, to some maximum capacity. As long as resources are available, you are able to push through. And because of the culture at AT, it was the break I needed, the mental break I needed from the pressure, the hustle, the tension of being an entrepreneur. Because being an entrepreneur is glamorous on the outside, dark on the inside. There's so much that weighs on you. That $500 I used to earn? It paid for my child's school fees and his clothes and feeding back home. My feeding in Ghana.
You have to hustle.
Rental in Ghana.
Yeah.
That's only $500.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like, it's not enough. Some days,
so you have to find
you don't
other
even
ways
have
to-
food over the weekend. Some days we'd attend hackathons
just to eat.
for free meals.
What?
Nobody knows this.
And these are co-founders.
We are co-founders.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Show
Nobody
some love
knows
to
this.
these guys.
And nobody knew this.
Yeah.
And maybe it was not even the same situation with my co-founders, and but I know that we had a community where your people, like, there's a free event, there's food. Is there food? Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat, and stuff, and we get free t-shirts.
Yeah.
So I ended up wearing free t-shirts most
So
of the
you
time.
need the clothes.
Yeah, I didn't need to shop because I'm in a tech environment, right? We're all wearing.
So you are saying this swag goes a long way to build the ecosystem, right?
Guys,
Yeah.
in the ecosystem, swag matters. Swag
that.
matters. Swag is important. Swag is what made me look like girl is not suffering, because I'm like, I'm wearing a follow t-shirt, I'm wearing this hackathons t-shirt, this and this, and people recognize you also for that. Like it's like the brand association. People recognize you. People see that, okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, and they want to know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, true.
What does this mean for you to be at this event? And you're networking.
Yeah.
You're building relationships.
Yeah.
So anyway, got the job at 80, and I love what I do. I really love building. You are cutthroat. You are the killer at what you do. MK, you really are good at
Thank you
community
so much,
building.
Tim. You're so kind. But this is what I want to ask. You'll get there. You'll get there how good I am. That's a story for another day. But anyway, so there's something that is fascinating that is happening in South Africa, even after interacting with you, and I'm really impressed. Like, there are a couple of black developers.
Yes.
Like, people are intentional, like, we want to build this.
Yeah.
There are people like Startup Nation. There are
Nation,
mixtures
yeah.
of the day. People who are intentionally building this
Yes.
ecosystem from scratch.
Yeah.
What do you think we can be done to make sure that this is propelled to the right levels, whereby it's, if Amazon is hiring, they compete equally. If we are building startup, we build scalable startups, and because I feel like as much as there's all these tech giants and everything that is happening, we need African solutions that are solving African problems, like what you guys try to do.
Amazon, Google, Facebook.
Yeah.
Now they have to downsize.
Yes.
Because they've overhired.
Yes, who are getting fired fast.
Of course. Of course. It's obvious, yeah?
Ghana office was closed. Sorry, guys. If you listen to this, maybe
guys.
2011, 2100 years, once upon a time, Twitter opened Ghana office, the first one in Africa. And now that it was acquired by our African from South Africa, Elon Musk, he decided, you know what, I'm cutting. And I don't blame him. Maybe it's a strategy. That I need to cut some workforce that I don't feel like they're bringing value to the company. But unfortunately, our new Ghana office, Africa, we're calling it Africa Twitter office, was the first one that is supposed to be closed completely by 1st December 2022.
So can you imagine all of the people?
An office that was opened by the Ghanaian president. Okay, if by this time, if you're listening to this and you're one Africa, you used to have 54 countries with boundaries with different presidents. I want to put that in context because I feel like
I want us to touch on that actually, especially when it comes to
exactly. So, the president opened this office.
Yeah.